delighted to have you all join us in our new location this morning. It's a pleasure, as always, to have you attend our meetings at MoHERST. You have truly, indeed, shown us that you are our key partner and key stakeholder in our endeavors. And we are so happy to receive you with us today. This day is historic for us because when we met the first time, I was so proud and I was bragging about our new DPS, who was a female. But today, we do not only have a female DPS, but we have a female PS. That is a huge plus for us, not only for the ministry, but for the tertiary and higher education sector, and also for the country as a whole. Ladies and gentlemen, before we start, can we begin with prayers, individual prayers, please? May Allah accept our prayers. We are thankful, first of all, to the Almighty Allah. We are also thankful to the government of the Gambia through His Excellency's leadership. We are, at the sector, thankful for having a dynamic minister. We are thankful for him. We are seated here today. This is his brainchild, and we are happy and grateful that things are the way they are with us. We are indeed lucky. Please allow me to invite our permanent secretary, Her Excellency Ambassador Jainaba Jain, to deliver her welcome statement. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. Good morning to you all. Honorable Minister, our he for she hero, Deputy Permanent Secretaries of MoHERST, representatives of the United Nations agencies, directors, senior management, MoHERST and other sister ministries, the various gender advocates who are here, the media, staff of MoHERST, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is with profound gratitude that I welcome you all to the Ministry of Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology. This is a historic moment for the tertiary and higher education sector, as it is the first time the ministry is developing a gender policy that is targeted at tertiary and higher education. It is also the first stakeholder meeting we're holding since our reallocation to this new headquarters here in Kanifing, and we are happy to welcome you all here today as our first official guests of MoHERST. Education is one of the most powerful tools for attaining transformative development and empowerment. But it can only truly empower when it is equitable, inclusive, and discrimination-free. Therefore, women and girls and persons with disabilities cannot be left out of the development agendas due to their gender or their abilities. Ladies and gentlemen, the validation of the gender inclusion policy is an important milestone in the history of this ministry. Thus, we're truly, really excited. Allow me to talk a little bit about the policy document we're validating today. The goal of the gender inclusive policy is to promote gender equity, inclusion, and equality in tertiary and higher education to achieve economic growth and sustainable development. As a matter of necessity, the policy has developed up to 10 provisions, and they are as follows. 1, access to tertiary and higher education learning environments. 2, gender mainstreaming in administration, leadership, governance, and management. 3, gender equity and inclusion for female participation in STEM and TVET. 5, gender-responsive learning and work environments. 6, gender-based violence, harassment, and discrimination. 7, female empowerment for capacity building and mentoring. 8, gender-responsive research. 9, partnerships and collaboration in gender inclusion. And finally, 10, resource mobilization and policy sustainability. All of the mentioned provisions are relevant to the mainstreaming of gender into our programs and activities. Thus, the main objectives of the gender inclusion policy includes the need to increase female enrollment, retention, and participation in leadership and decision-making, whilst also promoting female empowerment and ensuring that everyone in the tertiary and higher education sector is safe, secure, and free from harassment, discrimination, and violence. Ladies and gentlemen, validating this gender inclusion policy is not the final output. Rather, it is the beginning of institutionalizing our collective efforts to achieve an equal, quality, and progressive tertiary and higher education system that promotes skills and talents, regardless of whether you're male or female. Education is a fundamental human right, and human rights is for all humans, regardless of age, race, geographical location, disability, or gender. We look forward to working with you to raise awareness of this policy across the length and the breadth of this country, in all sectors, for in any sector, capacity is the key to development. So I thank you all and warmly welcome you once again to this validation workshop. Thank you, MC.
You have right to education. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to welcome our very own Honorable Minister for Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology, Professor Quiet Gomez. Honorable.
Thank you very much. I know, Kumba, today you are very, very happy. Okay, but it's important also to be happy. Good morning to you all. Welcome to our new office. We are yet to settle, but at least I want to believe next time you come, the environment will be more conducive than today. Permanent Secretary and every permanent secretaries, UN representatives and diplomatic circles representatives around, by Deputy Vice Chancellors and senior officials of universities here present, professors and researchers, directors and senior management team of MoHERST, heads and representatives of tertiary and higher education institutions here present, the various gender advocates here present, our friends, the media, fraternity, staff of MoHERST, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is with profound joy, responsibility, and commitment that I deliver this speech. Today ushers a new era for our tertiary and higher education institutions in their provision of quality, equitable, and accessible education for both females and males. The gender inclusion policy for tertiary and higher education is not just a policy document. It is a beacon of hope in the fight against systemic discrimination, barriers and marginalization of females and underrepresented groups in the tertiary and higher education sector. It is an instrument that has potential to increase the enrollment, retention, and promotion of females in leadership and decision-making. So it covers both the students and the staff within the tertiary and higher education ecosystem, right? Yeah. So in Africa, women constitute 51% of the continent's population, and the Gambia is close to 52% as well. And the population of our female folk is around that figure. So these are significant figures and should be a concern for governments and policymakers, especially especially as females remain underrepresented in STEM fields, academia, and decision-making, and vices such as sociocultural biases, sexual harassment and exploitation, and inadequate support systems remain a challenge. So in essence, you have the majority, the women folk, the female gender, but then the system is not, to some extent, giving them that opportunity that would have expected. To the extent that not only the system, government, but also society, putting them in a situation where they themselves decide to censor themselves. Where in certain positions, no, by default, you can do it. You go. And you can revisit the scriptures. You see how the Most High really valued women. Check the Quran, check the Bible. The place that Maryam is given, and then count as per the number for other folks, the number of times the name came up. If God can do that, what about you? What about me? Well, let me stop here, since I need to remind myself that I'm not a scholar in Islamic studies or Bible studies. Let me come back to MoHERST, where I belong. Okay? However, with the advent of this new policy, the tertiary and higher education sector can now boast of institutions and the workforce that are gender sensitive and ready to champion equitable societal transformation through higher learning opportunities for both genders. Ladies and gentlemen, it might interest you to know that this gender inclusion policy aligns with relevant national and international policy frameworks, chief amongst which are the SDGs 4 and 5, the Constitution of the Gambia, the National Gender Policy, the Recovery-Focused National Development Plan, URIWA, as well as key policies of the ministry. This policy thus signals a collective response to social justice and a drive towards educating and empowering females. Beyond the social justice, beyond the social equilibrium, is for democracy to be complete. Democracy cannot exclude the majority, and we feel that it is right. So that is not. So that lacuna needs to be addressed for us to put our house in order. The government of the Gambia has taken the first bold steps in ensuring a gender equality education system where both males and females have equal access to opportunities. Thus, through the partnership and collaboration with development partners, such as the Commonwealth of Learning, the development aspirations of the nation can be met. I would like to seize this unique opportunity to thank the President of the Republic of the Gambia, His Excellency President Adama Barrow, and his entire government, and the Commonwealth of Learning, COLE, for giving us this unique and enviable opportunity for the development of the female gender and the Gambia we aspire to see. And this is coming after the scorecard that was developed and also the gender strategy that was developed, and the consultant, the famous, what would I call again, the gender par excellence, gender specialist par excellence also was able to really do it. So I will allow our gender focal person to come and come, Kumba. So tell them who was the one who did the gender scorecard and the gender strategy. And the person is here, right next to the journalist.
Thank you for putting me on the spot, Honorable. Madam Emily Sard, please.
And Madam Emily stand, please. Please stand. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Madam. I wanted you to come up with more vocabularies and so on and so forth. Huh? Madam Emily. Huh? Oh, you're a bad girl. Thank you very much, Madam Emily, for the job that you've done. We really appreciate it. But also today, this policy is done by our sister, also all the way from the US, Dr. Aminata Silla. Amina, I don't know whether you are hearing us. She's not? Okay. So, but we want to thank her really for the opportunity for her to really break the circle, moving from brain drain to brain gain. Because for us at MoHERST, it's just the structure that you see. But MoHERST goes beyond this. MoHERST is everybody. Gambians, professionals in the diaspora, Gambian academics in the diaspora, Gambian professionals and academics here in the Gambia. Whether you are working in our universities or not, we'll call you upon you come and work with MoHERST. That's how we operate. So that those who don't have any vested interest will look at our instruments and pass judgment. So that when we are done, when we come out, all of you will be extra hours, sometimes up to 9 p.m. And today they are going to spend, after this validation workshop, they'll be here in the evening working on other projects. They are the one doing that. And I want to please, want you to give them a big round of applause. Because, you know, pour antalmat, sometimes that's very difficult. I come in a very stressed manner sometimes. But they will be there listening to me, being patient, allowing the wind to pass, and then they continue again, and not complaining, and doing it right. And these are the people who do the job. And I want to sincerely thank them. At any given time, they are ready to work. And sorry for putting you under pressure, but we are very, very proud of you. You are delivering, and we have high hopes. And the Gambian people also. But continue doing that job. When you work for the Gambia, you know, God will also bless you. Okay? So, Bulen Hadi. On behalf of the ministry and the president, we thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedules to be with us today. This is indeed a worthy call. As the adage goes, if you educate a woman, you are not only educating a family, but a whole nation. And Kumba has said true. That is true, not true. Yes. I therefore encourage you all to do justice to the draft policy by engaging actively with the consultant and with each other so that we can have a robust gender inclusion policy that can transform our educational landscape for the development of everyone, including marginalized groups and persons with disabilities. That's why we are here, for you to scrutinize it. What we are giving you is neither the Quran nor the Bible. If it was the holy books, that one nobody will question. Nobody will dare to even put a question mark, because it's coming from God. And that one nobody will raise an objection. But this one is coming from MoHERST. This one is coming from the consultant. So by human beings, people who make mistakes. So somewhere maybe we do not get it right. So help us correct those mistakes, because this is going to be a national document. We want to change the narratives. We want to have more females in tertiary and higher education, because the data is showing you have more females in basic and secondary education. That's what the data is showing. But now, going to universities, University of the Gambia, you said you have more boys than girls. Yes, it is true. In some of the skill centers, you have more girls, like some tailoring, some fashion and design. Those ones you tend to have more girls. But the universities, for instance, University of the Gambia, you're having more boys than girls. How comes? When you have more girls finishing high school, but at the University of the Gambia you have more boys, something is wrong. It means, and I'm telling you as raw as it is, it means if you do not fix that today with this policy document, you are telling the girl child in Banjul here, up to Koina, that the highest you can go is high school. The rest, we don't care about you. And then there will be, you will ask yourself, where is social justice? Where is social equilibrium? Where is democracy? So you coming here is to help us fix that. But also, you go further, look at the data, interrogate the data. You notice that even in the STEM, you don't have many girls. It becomes worse there. So it means that when it comes to science, this is for boys. The girls are excluded. Because you have more boys than girls in that situation. So that's not fair. The formulas are there for everybody. The girls can do it. We just need to create that enabling environment. And you must have seen a good number of them, when they go, they come back. They come and take care of the bigger house, that is the nation. So we need them, so that we get the right laborers for the republic. The republic is calling for new laborers, highly skilled laborers of the republic, to build this nation. And we need to have everybody, both male and female. The other part that needs to be fixed is our staff within the tertiary and higher education ecosystem. It's a male-dominated area. It's just recently that as you said, we have a female vice-chancellor because of the technical assistance we have from Nigeria. If not, and before that, all our tertiary and higher education institutions headed by men. It is as if in this country we don't have women. To do that, we need to come up with strategies that will break those chains so that they can have access. Because yes, sometimes it's family issues. So some of them, after their first degree or later their master's, no man buy my top of say. I'm okay with that. But then certain positions like vice chancellor, deputy vice chancellor, they would expect you to have a PhD, but not even having a PhD, to be of a professional rank. And to be of a professional rank, they expect you to do a lot of teaching, to do also a lot of research, publish a lot, and to do research, you must have time, okay? And to do a lot of community service. You cannot do that by sitting at home to say, I take care of my family, my kids. So you see, let me take care of the cooking and all that. So if we do not put strategies in place, the women folk will not get their right seat. And they must come to the banquet. They must come. And they cannot come empty-handed. They have their role. They have a role to play. They must contribute their quota. So this is the ultimate objective. Both the students and the staff within the tertiary and higher education ecosystem. So that there is justice. Okay? That's our role. By the way, it is not anti-men, anti-boys, and so on. We're just trying to support each other. That's what we are saying. So that's the policy. That's what the policy is talking about. Not to be a gender terrorist somewhere. No. To exclude men and so on. No. To support everybody, but especially those who are lacking behind, to give them that opportunity. The students who are doing general education to have access to university. The same, some of the students in the sciences to be in STEM and medicine. At least medicine is better, you know, they've tried for that one. But the other core sciences and engineering and all that, you know, the physical natural sciences and the technical aspect of it, you know, we need to see them around. We need to ensure that we fix that. But then also, in addition to that, the staff, both the admin cadre and the academic cadre. We need, what are the policy pronouncements that we can come up with to ensure that if implemented, is going to help change the dynamics. So that's the main objective of today's workshop, and I have no doubt that you will do justice to the work. And once that is done, this is what we're going to take to cabinet. And when I go to cabinet, I will say, this is what they gave me, good or bad. So if President Barrow is not happy and he wants to beat me up, I said, come, let me go identify all those people who did a bad job, and then he will beat you up. But obviously, as usual, you will continue doing that excellent job, and that will make the entire country very happy. On that note, thank you very much for this opportunity, and I declare this session open.